What if you could generate hyper-realistic images of yourself anywhere at any time with just one click? Well, in today's video, we're going to run through how to be able to do this with Flux.AI's image generator, as well as being able to do it with, as you can see on the left-hand side here, a really quick prompt into Slack to be able to get the result that we want. So first things first, let's do a quick demo to see exactly how it works. So we're going to come down to the bottom. We'll do test workflow because I've got something set in there already. This is going to go through, it's going to write a image prompt for us. We're then going to send it off to our replicate environment, which is where we've been able to train Flux.AI on our specific images. It's then going to return a couple of images. In this case, I've only got 2 being returned, but we're going to go through and show you how to change that as well. And it's going to be able to store it both in Google Drive and into Slack as well, so that you can go through and actually see it, perhaps change the prompt and get the output back. It looks like we've had the request go through. We've had the 2 images come back. They've been uploaded, and now on the left-hand side, we'll be able to see the 2 that come back. So as you can see here, I'll put them up on screen now, just so you can see exactly what they look like and what you'll be able to get out from this. So let's jump straight into the video to see exactly how it works. So first things first, we're going to come across to a new environment, new workflow space within n8n. Well, first things first, we're going to come across to school. We're going to come across to classroom. Again, you get access to all of these resources from day one if you're able to join. We've got much more in here as well. We're going to download our blueprint. So we're going to come in here and do download. We'll come back into our environment. Then we'll be able to do file, import from file, and then we'll be able to select our JSON and it will be up ready to go. So again, if you want to get access to this, links in the resources below to go through and do it. But as mentioned, we're going to go through and show you exactly how to build it from scratch today. So first things first, we're going to come through and set up our Slack agent. So we want to come across to Slack API. I'll include the link below. We're going to do create a new app. We're going to do from scratch. We're going to call the app name YT Image Gen. We'll be able to add it to our workspace. We'll be able to do create an app. Now we're going to be in here. What we're going to do is come down to OAuth and permissions. We're going to come down to where we've got the bot scope. I'm going to go through and add a few in. There we go. We've added in all of the different permissions we need. What we're going to do is come up to the top and we're going to do install or reinstall into our environment if you've not done so already. What we'll get is this bot token, this auth token. We'll copy this. We'll come back across, we'll open this up and we'll do Slack. There we go. And then we've got on bot app mentions, or we've got on messages posted in channel. The difference between the two is it will respond to any of the message that comes through in this one, whereas only if we mention that bot specifically will it respond with this one. So we can come through and create a new credential. We'll paste our access token in there. We'll do YT demo just so I can go through and remove it a bit later on. So there we go. Now what we can do is if we come down here, we've got all of the different options to choose from. I'm going to come down to thumbnail design just because we're going to be using this one today. What we also want to do is come across to our test URL here. Again, if you deploy it, you need to make sure you've got the production URL and you activate the scenario. We're going to be doing this test one today though. We'll come back into our Slack API, come down to event subscriptions, turn it on. We're going to paste a web link in there. We're going to come down to bot events. We'll do app mentions as well as messages. Message IM, we'll do save. So now we've got the ability to send and receive messages. So we'll come back across. We'll be able to do at YT image gen. We'll be able to paste that in there. It should be able to come through and add them in. So we'll be able to do add them to this channel. Now, if we do YT image gen, we can say test. We'll send this off. And then what we should get is in here, actually that message coming back. So there we go. We've now got test coming through, which is exactly what we want. So we can go through and use that. Now what we're going to come through and do is do our AI agent. We're going to come down and we're going to change this. So we're going to do define below for our prompt. We're going to put across our text because that's going to be the information from the user. We're going to do system message. We're going to change it to expression and then we're going to pop this out. There we go. We'll come back across to our community. We're going to come and get the image generation prompt. Again, you're going to need to go through and change this for where I've got just name or your details to be specific to you. I've already got one generated for me, so I'm going to copy and paste that in. There we go. So now I've got an example here. Again, lots of details. I'm not going to read through all of it, but as you can see here, we've just got some key points that we need to include as we go through and use it. Now what we'll be able to do is come out of here. We're going to need to give it some information. So we're going to come across and give it our OpenAI chat model. Again, if you've not used this before, you're going to need to go to Playground of OpenAI. Come through, create a new credential and add your API key in there so that you can go through and use it. We've already got one ready to go, so we'll use that. We'll do simple memory. Again, we're going to change this to be defined below, and then we're going to use the channel as the key so it knows the conversations from that specific channel. Next, we're going to come through and we're going to come back into our agent. We're going to do output parser. and then we're going to do structured JSON just so we can get exactly what we want. I'm going to put prompt in there, and then we're going to say image title. What this enables us to do is so that we're going to get the output which will have information about the prompt, i.e. that prompt we're going to use, as well as the ability to name that image a bit later on. So we can say name of the image, and we can say image generation prompt. So there we go. Now we'll do save. So for example, if I do test, what we should be able to do is get two outputs here in a structured JSON format, and it'll make it a bit easier to go through and use it in the future. So there you go. As you can see, we now got the prompt as well as the image title there. Brilliant. So that's what we want. Now we need to be able to go through and make our image. So to do that, we're going to come across to replicate. I'll include the link below directly to this. What you need to do is have a load of images that you've got ready to go, and we're going to come and load that up in here. But what do those images look like? So as you can see on screen here, what we've done is we've got a folder with lots and lots of images. Again, make it really specific to you so that you can go through and use it. We're giving them a number to each other one, and the key part here is they need to have your name or a name that's going to trigger it at the start here. What you then want to do is go through and zip the file. If you're going to be using a Mac, I'll include some screenshot commands on screen now. Again, this is just to make sure that you get the right output. If you get this error, all you need to do is allow, and it'll let you go through and use it. Again, that's just to make sure it's in the format that we're able to use it with. We'll come back into our replicate. There we go. So now what we're going to be able to do is come through and add it to some destination model. Again, what we do here is we're going to come across to dashboard, open up models in a new tab. We're going to come down to create a new model. We're going to give it a name. So for example, you could do YT image demo. We're going to come down and say that it's private. The hardware, we're going to use NVIDIA A100. And we're going to say that we're using fine tune of Flux. We'll do create. It looks like we just need to structure this a bit differently. There we go. So that should be good. And now we can do create. And what this will enable us to do is go through and try fine train it. So now if we come back across, we'll be able to select our model in here. For example, YT image generation. We'll be able to upload our zip file in here. There we go. We'll come down and we'll change our trigger word. So for example, in my case, it's Alex. And then we'll leave the rest exactly as it is. You come down and do create training, and it will go through it and make it for you. Once it's generated, what you'll do is you'll come across, go into models, you'll find one that looks like, for example, this one, the thumbnail design, and you'll have a screen that looks like this, and you'll be all ready to go to be able to use. I'll include some links below just around some other videos that go through in a bit more detail just to show you exactly what it looks like. It takes a couple of minutes for it to spin up and be able to use it. What we need to do though is to be able to run with an API. So we're going to come into here. We're going to come down to HTTP. We're going to come down to here where we've got the curl request. We'll come back across. We'll do HTTP as the module, make a request. We're going to do import curl. We'll paste in there. We'll do import. Now we've got all of the information in here. What we do need though is our application key. So to do that, we're going to come back across to our account. We're going to come across to where we've got our name. We'll do API tokens. We'll open this up, we'll create a new token. So for example, YT image gen, we'll be able to do create token. We'll copy this, we'll come back across. Now we'll be able to paste that in there. Again, we'll come a bit further down. We've got all of this information in here, but what we need to do is come to the start, and we're going to do prompt, comma, two quotation marks, and then comma. What we need to do is add some information in here. So we're going to change this to expression. Then we're going to come down the bottom and pop this out. We're going to put across where we've got our prompt from our AI agent and paste it in there. So as you can see here, this is what it would look like to the AI agent. That's one of the features I love about n8n. And that's how it's going to go off and trigger the request. Now, I mentioned a bit earlier, we're going to be able to change the design, the outcomes. I'll include the documentation, which is this link here, around all of the different parts that can go through and be used, as well as if we come back to where we've got our API configuration. If we come a bit further down, you'll see that we can do, for example, 16:9 format. We can change the output to be JPEG instead of WebP, which is going to come back at the moment. We can change the number of outputs that are going to come through as well. All you need to do is come back to here and then, for example, JPEG, and we'll be able to say that we want the number of outputs to be 3, so that we're going to get 3 outputs that come back. But what we're also going to need to do is just come up to the top here. We'll do content type, and then we're going to do application JSON. We'll be able to come to the top and do test it. This should go through and execute it for us, and we should get no issues back. Again, this will take a little while to do because it's going off and actually generating it with that HTTP request in the replicate server, and then going to try and bring that images back to us. But again, we're going to need to go through and do a couple of different parts to iterate through all of the images to save them, as well as put them back in our chat. So there we go, we got our response back. I tend to find this is about 30 seconds. And what we can see on the right hand side here is all of the key information that we're looking for in the output. plus these 3 images, which is what we're going to go through and use. So the next part here is going to be split out, and then we're going to come to the left-hand side and we're going to find where we've got our outputs, drag that across and do test step. And now we should have 3 unique items that we'll be able to go through and use. If you don't see 3 items, you've not set it up correctly, just go through and make sure that you followed it step by step so that we can go through and save each one. Now I'm going to go through and do HTTP, and we're going to do a GET request. Now to do this, again, coming back to our documentation here, what we're going to look for is the GET module. There we go. So this is the GET prediction. So this is actually going to be the output that we need. So we're going to come down to curl. We'll copy this, come back across, import curl and paste in there. This will set it up for us. What we then need to do is come down and replace our key here. So again, we'll come back to our account information. We'll copy our access token. We'll just replace that in there. Now we'll be able to do test step, and what we should see, it looks like it's not set up correctly. And that's because we're going to need to get rid of this, do the output, and now it will be able to go through and get that specific information. So as we can see here, we've now got the 3 images outputted for what we wanted to use. So now we can do save, we can come through, we can do Google Drive. We're going to come through and upload a file. There we go. Now I've already got my account set up. We've got lots of different demos on the channel about how to do this. You're going to need to go through and make sure that you've set it up so you've got the access token, the client ID and the client secret. I'll include some links below around how we go through and do that in some of the other videos. I'm just trying to keep it quite concise. What we're going to do is come through for file name. So we'll come down. We're going to come back to our AI agent. We'll put across our image name, our file name. What we're going to do afterwards though is we're going to do space and then item index +1. So item index starts at 0. So we're adding 1 to that. And then what it will do is 1, 2, 3. So we know each output, what its name is. We'll be able to come through and do drive. Again, I've got a folder already set up. So what we'll do is we'll come across to here. As we can see, we've got some examples from a bit earlier. We'll be able to copy our URL. We'll come back across and we'll be able to paste in here from URL. There we go. We'll do test step. And now what it will be able to do is go through and upload them one by one with their index next to it. So we know each one that's been generated for us. So if we look down on the left-hand side, what we see is photorealistic image of Alex, Lemon, and we can see 1. And then what we should do is each one should have a number next to it. So as we can see here, if we just refresh our Google, we've got 1, 2, 3. So all of these have just been generated and we'll be able to as well. But to do that, we're going to come through and we're going to save that down there. We're going to do another output. We're going to do Slack. We're going to do upload a file. We've got our connection from earlier. We're going to come through and say that this is all good to go. We can change our file name. Again, we'll be able to use what we had earlier. So to do that, we're going to come across to schema. We'll come down to where we've got our outputs. So our image title from our AI agent. And then we'll do exactly the same as we had before. But what we'll also need to do is come down and do option. We'll do channel name and ID. And then what we're looking for is where we've got our Slack trigger. We're looking for the channel. We'll pull that across. So now what we can do is if we do test step, it should go through and upload each 3 of these images back into what we've got here. So there we go, 1, 2, 3. And again, that's how quick and easy it is to be able to get the images back to us. And we'll be able to go through and make the changes as we want. So that's how to quickly generate hyper-realistic images using Flux's AI image generator specifically trained on you, and all of them in Slack as well as Google Drive. And if you're keen to learn more about automation and AI, definitely come across to our community. We've got lots of amazing content in here just around building AI agents, business systems, learning it. Again, lots and lots of content in here. Stay tuned for more around AI agents, automation, and have a great day.